Another week, another incredible load of deals for me and Bex. Say hello, Bex.
Hello, Bex.
To take you through, starting with one of the weirdest trips you can take in gaming. This video is brought to you by Meg 2 The Trench. Annapurna Interactive love taking us to strange and interesting places, and sometimes even Kentucky. If you're looking for a truly singular adventure, then Kentucky Route Zero is definitely the road you want to head down. The TV edition of this point-and-click adventure brings together all 5 episodes of its magical realist tale. What starts out as a simple delivery job soon turns into a bizarre adventure involving giant eagles, robot musicians, and ghostly apparitions. It's all incredibly strange, but if you stick with it, you're also in for an oddly moving experience.
If you love the weird and melancholy stylings of What Remains of Edith Finch, this might be for you, and it's now 40% off too. Henry, you know me. I love a Souls-like action RPG.
Really? You?
I don't think I mentioned it before. Especially one with a fascinating story. For example, Steel Rising asks how differently the French Revolution might have played out if the king had a legion of clockwork automatons at his disposal. Spoiler alert, very. You'll be playing as a mechanical masterpiece that was custom built for kicking butt. Upgrades will allow you to build your character into an elegant assassin, a sturdy bodyguard, or something else entirely.
Basically, if like Bex, you're going just crazy waiting for Lies of P to hit Game Pass on September 19th, Steel Rising offers the perfect blend of crackling combat and French robots to tide you over. Oh, and it's now half price too. If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs, well, then you might just stand a chance in Hell Let Loose. This hardcore first-person shooter pits 50-player teams against each other on some of World War II's most iconic battlefields. While we all love racking up a kill-to-death ratio, Hell Let Loose is a shooter for players who know how to play as a team. Only by communicating clearly and working together to take your target strategically will you be able to succeed.
Now 30% off, Hell Let Loose is sure to put even the hardiest shooting fan through their paces. A wise man once said that if you stare into the abyss gazes also into you. Although I'm not sure if the abyss he was talking about was filled with neon lights and fast-paced melee combat. Either way, Neon Abyss certainly is. As a member of an elite, oddly dressed team known as the Grim Squad, your job is to journey down through the layers of this procedurally generated world and take down the so-called new gods. Along the way, you'll find all sorts of different weapons to wield, as well as items that can buff your stats or alter the world around you.
And like any good roguelike, you never know quite what's going to happen on the next run. But if you're willing to chance it, the deluxe edition of Neon Abyss is now 70% off. In case you'd forgotten, Amnesia the Bunker recently arrived on Game Pass and it's suitably horrible to play. But if you're in the mood for more memorable first-person horror, you'll find the Amnesia Collection will more than scratch that itch. Bringing together 3 games from the acclaimed survival series, you'll be tasked with staying alive inside a dark and foreboding castle, a strange subterranean machine, and a dreary dungeon. You'd think they could have thrown in a cozy coffee shop or something for variety, but nah, no such luck. With devious puzzles and terrifying action, the Amnesia Collection is sure to test both your wits and your nerves, and it's now 85% off.
Oh, and to avoid any future editions slipping your mind, why not subscribe to Xbox On and we'll keep track of all the new Game Pass editions for you. Have you ever wanted to be in a 90s cartoon? Well, the Big Con is the game for you. When the loan sharks come for your family video store, there's only one thing that can be done. You'll have to con like you've never conned before. In this colorful, comic booky adventure game, you'll get to travel across 90s America hustling for cash. The plan is simple. Hit a new location, scope out the various people there, and decide who you think deserves to be relieved of some of their excess cash. From there, it's a simple matter of deciding which disguises, lines, and tactics are the best match for your chosen mark.
It's got a killer soundtrack and a bubbly cast of hilarious characters. I mean, the Big Con is just bursting with personality. So check it out on Game Pass or just grab it for 65% off in this week's sale. Evil West is a third-person actioner which puts a dark fantasy spin on the Wild West to make things even more fun. You can go it solo or team up with another godforsaken gunslinger online, but either way, you'll be taking on a legion of blood-sucking ghouls using your trusty 6-shooters, along with some other tools of the trade like a supernatural gauntlet and a good old-fashioned flamethrower. So, expect complete carnage, although the 60 FPS frame rate on Xbox Series X and S does help to at least create the illusion that things are running smoothly.
At 35% off, the West might be evil, but the price is very, very good. Now, here at Xbox On, we like to pay the proper respect to the true legends of the gaming world, and they don't come much more legendary than Lara Croft. Fortunately, the 20-year celebration edition of Rise of the Tomb Raider is the perfect way to celebrate her glorious grave-robbing career. In this epic third-person adventure, you'll be getting up to all of the usual tomb raiding business, clambering over precarious precipices, getting into chaotic firefights, and trying to solve brain-busting puzzles.
And you know what, Bex? Preparation is the key for this sort of undertaking, and the 20-year celebration bundles send you off with a whole bunch of new weapons, outfits, and skins, as well as access to all of the game's DLC content, like that spectacularly spooky Baba Yaga expansion. Pick it up this week for 80% off and get ready for another iconic outing. Alright, one last one for you. If you love turning yourself into a cyborg Superman in Cyberpunk 2077, then you might be interested in some of the augmentations that Deus Ex Mankind Divided has to offer. Here, you'll once again be playing as the elite agent Adam Jensen as he explores a world that has come to hate augmented people like him. Fortunately, those augmentations also give you all sorts of options for responding to that sort of negative feedback with, from smart bombs and sword arms to a few less lethal options. How you decide to play will ultimately have major consequences for both Adam and the world around him, so choose wisely.
Or don't choose at all. At 85% off, Deus Ex Mankind Divided is such a good deal that you can afford to be a little reckless. With all the amazing Xbox stories available in this week's sale, a happy ending is all but guaranteed.
This video was brought to you by Meg 2 The Trench. Join action icons Jason Statham and Wu Jing as they take the fight to the seas against jaw-dropping underwater foes in this adrenaline-pumping thrill ride. Meg 2 The Trench opens wide only in theaters August 4th.
That's the biggest Meg I've ever seen.
Biggest Meg anyone's ever seen.
That's the apex predator.
No, move! We've never seen this before. They hunted in packs.
We can relax. This place, Meg-proof. But I was also thinking...
Meg 2, The Trench, rated PG-13.